Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and you're watching Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. And today we're reviewing Volume 2 of Love, Death, and Robots. And joining me, as always, is my co-host, Trav. How you doing, brother?
Chilling. I'm glad that you called it Volume 2 and not
Instead of
season 2.
That's right. Well, bro, it's kind of just like with Avatar. You don't call it
right,
season
yeah.
one,
You call it
season
books.
2. You call it book. Exactly. And joining us on today's review is host of the podcast, Mr. Stevie Finga Stylz. What's good, Stevie? How you doing today, bro?
All good, my brothers. How are you, my friends? How's everything down there in the United States of America?
It's still crazy, man.
Crazy. It's peachy for your boy. They told me I can't go outside, and I was just like, I got no problem with that.
Hey, well, look, where Trav stay at, it ain't nothing but trees out there, so that's why it's peachy for him. But where I stay at, it's crazy. It's just like Mad Max over here. It's like a couple
like in a war zone.
No, Stevie. No, because it didn't happen worldwide. It was only here in Virginia and on the East Coast. But we had the gas shortage, and people were. Did you hear about that?
There was no gas shortage.
Yes, we heard it everywhere. We were watching it on our news up here.
It was crazy.
Collecting gas, like when the pandemic first happened, and people with toilet paper.
Just to clear this up, Stevie, because you said you were watching it on the news.
Sure.
The reality of the situation was somebody hacked into their computer systems. So instead of being able to have deliveries scheduled through their computer systems, they shut off the system to prevent the hackers from getting more. And they had to manually schedule gas being delivered by third-party companies. And the news took that and made it seem like there was a gas shortage, and that's not what it was. They were literally just going to miss a delivery or two, and then
people went insane.
This is an instance of the media twisting things to make it seem like it's something that it's not. If it wasn't even mentioned, you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, no, it was crazy because I had went to the gas station in my work truck earlier that day, and I didn't know what was going on. I was just like, why are all these people at the gas station? And then like my boss, he sent me a text message, and he was just like, hey, did you get gas yet? I was just like, yeah, I got some early this morning. And he was just like, all right, well, make sure that you keep
Eric was freaking out?
Yeah, he was freaking out. I was just like, bro, like what's going on? And then that's when I found out that there was a gas shortage, and it's like all of the gas stations were packed. Like the gas station by my house, like there were cars lined up all the way down the street just to turn into Wawa. And I'm just like, why? It's not that serious. Yeah,
bro. You know what I did? Nothing. I sat at the house, and then guess what I did? I went that weekend and got gas with no problem.
Yeah.
Got all these other people waiting in line for an hour to get gas.
Yep. I want to say I went that Thursday. I went Thursday night, and I didn't have to wait at all. But for people who had to get gas, because like for
this should be a Love, Death, Robots episode.
Oh, for real. Or hey, look, when the Boondocks come back, man,
that's right.
They got to do
Touch on it. Yes.
But hey, look, like you just said, this is about Love, Death, and Robots. So let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.
That's right. Hey, hold on. And since D ain't here, you got to tell them.
Podcast link in the description.
Podcast is in the description.
There you go. Oh, yeah, Stevie, just to let you know, too, D... Frieza killed D, and
you need to say it like you've been saying it, just to let you know D is dead. This Steve just over here. D is dead.
Yeah, we gotta. Hey, thanks, man. We got to get the Dragon Balls and bring them back to life, man. So,
no worries.
Hey, Trav, maybe we could hit up Kyle A. Bear and be like, hey, we need your help, man.
We need your help.
We need your help, man. But yeah, Volume 2 of Love, Death, Robots. The first season came out back in 2019, and the first season had like so many good things to say about it. Like so many people, like they loved it universally. The animation, the stories. I feel like that there was something on the first season where it's just like there were a few episodes that people didn't like, but for the most part, like all of the episodes were really amazing. And people, they wanted a season 2 of Love, Death, and Robots. And we finally got it this year with Volume 2. And I feel like that the promoting for volume 2 of Love, Death and Robots, like it wasn't out there for real. Like I remember I had put a tweet out on Twitter that said like, when are we going to get a season 2? And somebody was just like, oh yeah, they put something out there, but it was something that somebody had recorded and just uploaded to YouTube. I'm just like, what's your source? Like, I don't believe that this is Love, Death and Robots. Do you see how great that people have gotten in like doing the deep fakes and it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I didn't take it seriously. And then Netflix actually put the video out there and everybody was hyped. Everybody was just like, yo, let's do this. I love the first season. I can't wait to see volume 2. Volume 2 comes out. I don't see anything about it on social media. Like nobody's hyping it up. Nobody is saying good things about it. And then I finally start seeing stuff about it. And it's just people saying that they were just disappointed with volume 2. And for me personally, I felt like it was a chore watching this. With the first season.
Yeah, you tripping.
With the first season, I got through it like that. Trav, you didn't even finish all of the first season when we brought Stevie on to.
I had to, yeah. I had to miss out on a couple episodes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But this, like, I kept telling my friends, I was just like, man, we're doing a review this Sunday, and I still got to finish watching it. So I finally finished watching it, so I would be ready to do the review. But before we get into the episodes, I want to start with you, Stevie. Like, what was your take on, finding out that that Love, Death and Robots Volume 2 was coming out? Like, were you excited to see it? Or, of course you were excited, but what was your take on it?
No, of course. Like, it was funny because you mentioned it. You put out the tweet like, yo, we need another season of Death, Love, Robots or Love, Death, Robots. I'm going to throw all those three interchangeable because
love, sex,
like even last time, exactly. Trav was saying love, sex, robots.
I was saying sex.
Exactly. There you go. So whatever it is that we watch, Volume 2, right? But yeah, like you mentioned on social media, you put out the tweet and I was like, that's right. Yeah, let's do this. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, I see Netflix put out, oh, it's coming out in 2 weeks. I'm like, what the hell? And then it just pops up on Netflix as a preview, and then you add it and whatever. And then, yeah, just like you said, it came out. No, and I don't know, like you said, a lot of people online were saying that it wasn't very good. It wasn't up to par to the first season. And maybe that's why Netflix didn't promote it. Because, usually what they say is they don't want reviewers reviewing something that's bad before it comes out, because then people won't watch it. Maybe it's that, but I'm on Trav's boat. I'm sure we'll talk about it further into this, but I enjoyed the season, unlike yourself. It's not as good as season 1, obviously, but if you don't listen to the people who review and critique shit online, you wouldn't have heard any of that stuff, and you would have probably gone in level-headed like how I did, because I don't listen to anything. And I don't even watch trailers now for movies, nothing. I go in without any sort of background, nothing. I just want to see for myself, and then I'll put together everything. Sometimes I'm with the reviewer, sometimes I'm not, whatever. What can you do, right? But still, I was not expecting it. It was still good. The one thing I did enjoy, it was nice and short. I did want more, but who knows if this was rushed and they might drop now Volume 3 even quicker than waiting another 2 years. Who knows?
Yeah, hey, that's what I'm hoping for as well.
They've already announced Volume 3.
Oh, did they?
Okay, they did. Yeah. Okay, yeah, because that's how I felt as well when I was watching this, because it was short. I felt that maybe Volume 3 is going to be coming out sooner than later, because
they said 2022. So
there you go.
Okay, I see, bro. I was expecting this year, because I know that you watch Pokemon Journeys, Trav, and that's what they do on Pokemon Journeys, right? It's like they'll release the first part and then they'll release the second part in the same year, right?
Well, it depends what's going on in Japan because of COVID. It kind of put a stop to the animation studios, but they're up to like part 5 on Netflix now. So
Trav, so what was your take on it when you heard that Volume 2 was coming out?
I didn't, dude, until I saw it on Netflix when you said something. Honestly, like I didn't even know it was coming out. I didn't see no trailers. I didn't see Netflix post this Friday or anything, dude. It was just out, and I was like, okay. Or you know what? If I did hear something about it, it just went in one ear and out the other, because so much stuff has come out in the last couple months. And even when this came out this past Friday, right? It was Friday. Okay,
last Friday.
Friday, so a week ago. That weekend that it came out, a lot of stuff came out, dude. That like I'm watching The Bad Batch. I'm watching the Mighty Ducks show on Disney Plus. Castlevania,
Viral.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, Spiral had come out.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that came out.
A lot of stuff be coming out, dude. So like, I'd be forgetting sometimes.
No, cool. Wasn't there?
Also, the HBO Max Angelina Jolie.
That's what I was just
dropped.
about to bring up. Yep, that came out as well. Yep, it was a lot of stuff that came out. Wasn't there a video game that came out too? Resident Evil Village was out, right?
Yeah,
so
that's huge everywhere.
I think that was the week before.
It was a week before, but people were still, hyping that because I still haven't played it yet. I'm playing Persona 3, so I'm kind of waiting before I get onto that. So
Persona 3 is better. So you keep playing that, good sir.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get into like these episode breakdowns. So the first episode was called Automated Customer Service, and
I love this episode.
It's set in the future. It's the first episode. They have robots that pretty much help out around the house, like they do chores. We see that some of the robots is like they're barbers in the barbershop and whatnot. Right. And this older lady, she has a robot and she's having problems with it. And then she calls the customer service and the robot is trying to kill her now. I thought this episode, I thought it was fun. It kind of reminded me of the Black Mirror episode where they had the futuristic dogs that were trying to kill the chick. And
not as dark though.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that was really dark.
Yeah, not as dark as Mirror.
Yeah, but this, it's like why I say like it reminded me of that was because of the robot dog. I mean the robot trash can. But then also at the end of the episode when she kills the robot, it's like they're like, okay, you're gonna be hunted down for the rest of your life,
right?
Oh yeah, until they kill you. So I really enjoyed this episode. Trav, like, what was your take on it?
Hey, let me tell you my favorite part of the episode already. When she thought homeboy was jacking off on the other side of the fence, but he was like shaving something or whatever, the old dude. Hey, I about fell out, because she was doing the thing with her legs and then the legs spread and you just see homeboy doing this behind the fence. Dude, I was rolling, had me dying, but this episode's great. And then, he comes up trying to be a badass with the shotgun.
Right.
Watch out, ladies, I got this. And he got his shit wrecked. And dude, this episode was fun, bro. It was a great first episode.
I agree. It was definitely better than season 1, where the first episode I saw was
it was boring as hell.
The yogurt episode, and I was just like, this is what this show is. Like, I'm glad I kept on watching, but yeah, like it was bad, man. But Stevie, what was your take on the first episode for Volume 2?
I love it. Like, I'm sure we'll run down our top episodes of the season, but right off the bat, this is going to be probably in one of my top 3 of the whole season. They started off strong. It's a good way to hook you in if you've never watched it before, because obviously everyone knows no story has to do with the other. So it's an anthology. You can watch whatever episodes you want whenever you want, right? But if you watch this one first, it's amazing. And animation is amazing. Like, this is something you could see happening in our not too distant future. Like, we're gonna have, like, we already have robots that sort of do dusting and stuff around the house as is. They're not smart enough yet, but who knows what could be in the near future, right? And everyone's always scared of like Terminator and Judgment Day and stuff like that. Nah, man, this is what's gonna happen to us. We're gonna be so laid back and have no idea. And it's going to be some little friggin' machine that's like a cube, just like in this one, but a little bit bigger, that's going to take us out. Watch. I'm telling you, man. People don't believe if we don't take out ourselves first.
I could. I mean, because I know you had sent me that video on Twitter where was it Panasonic or it was some company
now? Yeah,
it was some company you had sent me where it's like they pretty much had like the same exact robot, and I was just like, man, nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I mean,
I saw that picture. Yeah, and it was Panasonic.
Okay, it was Panasonic.
It's the fridge. It was the fridge that comes to you and delivers you nice cold beverages.
But it looked exactly like the episode, though.
Absolutely.
Freaky,
well, I mean, what they say about like animation and video games. It's like they all art always imitates life. So
it's true.
It's like they could have heard that this was going to happen and they just based it off of that. My final ranking for this episode, 1 out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Stevie?
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Trav?
I give it a 9.
Ooh, nice.
7, 8, 9. I like it.
Yeah, I really like this episode.
So then we moved to episode 2, which was called Ice. And pretty much in this episode, you have a family that lives on the ice planet, and everybody on the planet is pretty much genetically modified to have super abilities. You know what I'm saying? They're if you could compare them to anybody, they're kind of like metahumans in a way, I guess, because they have like they can do stuff that normal people can't do. And one of the brothers, he doesn't have any superpowers, so it's like he kind of gets shamed on, frowned upon, because he's weaker than everybody else. And the older brother, he ends up bringing him along to this place with his friends where they're going to go see whales. And there's a bunch of crazy stuff that happens in this one. Trav, like, what was your take on Ice? Like, did you like it? Did you hate it?
Yeah, again, I loved it. The story's kind of generic, where again, you got a guy who doesn't have powers where everybody else has powers, and at the end of the day, the guy without powers ends up saving the day. Kind of like there's a Disney movie coming out like that. But yeah, I liked it, man. What's it called? The whales like breach the ice, and now they're causing this ice to break down or whatever. So they're running, and his brother ends up getting injured, puts him on his back, and his friends left him. They said, "You're on your own, buddy." But the brother came back, picked him up, and they you didn't think they were gonna make it.
Yeah,
but they did.
He faked his injury so that way he would come and save his brother, right? So that way his friends would be like, "Yo, he's badass," because they didn't even though he had powers, they didn't look at him like he was one of them. You know what I'm saying? Stevie, what was your take on this episode?
Well, I'm complete opposite of Trav. I hated it. To me, this is the worst episode of the season.
Thank you, Stevie.
I do not understand why this was even made. Like in automated, like I don't want to ruin the other episodes before we get to it. So I'll compare it to automated. What's it called? The first episode, automated customer service. Whereas you felt invested because, like, you saw this woman in peril. You saw that she needed help, and anyone could sympathize. Everyone's has or had a grandmother once in their life. Like, you know what I mean? So you feel sorry for the main character. In this one, I didn't feel sorry for anyone. To me, I thought they were all douchebags. Like, I wasn't invested in it. Like, I guess the only thing I have good to say about it was the look. It's the closest thing that came to a comic book feel.
Was cool
within the whole volume of the series. But other than that, that's all I could say about it. I really did not like this one whatsoever.
Well, I could say if, let's say, season 1 didn't exist, I might look at this one and be like, meh. But to me, in season 1, there is some really, really bad stinkers.
There is, of course.
So what's it called? I still got to compare it to some of those other ones where, it falls nowhere near how bad some of the episodes were in season 1. And we'll talk about that more as we get into the length of this season versus last season. Of course.
Yeah, I'll say I'm on the same boat with Stevie in this one. Like, I wasn't a fan of it. After I watched it, like, this is where I was just like, man, do I really have to keep on watching this? Because like I felt like it wasn't needed. There was nothing. There was nothing in this episode that made me say, all right, I want to keep on going.
It was 13 minutes though, and it wasn't.
Yeah, but the first episode was 13 minutes too. The first episode was 13 minutes, and I wanted to see more of that. So it's like this. For me, my final ranking for this one, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. Trav?
I give it a 6.
I give it a 1.
1. That's real harsh.
Low. And the only reason why I'm giving it a 1 is because of the animation. And that if it wasn't for that, it would have gotten a 0.
Dang, yeah. I mean,
my man went extra harsh with it. I gotta crack open one on this.
Hey, Trav, you better go grab Wilson. Jesus Christ. But so moving to episode 3, Pop Squad. Now, this one is set in the future where people, like, they end up living longer than they should. And if there are children around, they end up killing the children. So the vibes that I got from this, it reminded me of that movie called In Time. I don't know if you guys remember that movie.
Oh, that movie's fantastic.
Yeah, where they had the time on their wrist. And like that's where I kind of drew the comparisons at with this, because it's like there were no children around. I thought it was a really interesting episode. I will say that it was better than Ice. It was definitely better than the 4th episode too, in my opinion, as well. Yeah. But yeah, Stevie, like, what was your take on Pop Squad?
Pop Squad, again, it was good because it felt like I talk a lot about the animation, so I just love the aesthetic.
Yeah, absolutely.
These type of shows, right? And that's why I pretty much watch it. But it felt like you were playing a video game. I loved the look of and feel of it. It looked cool. It was started dark right off the bat. You have some dude killing some kids, and you're like, what the hell's going on here? And that's the thing I love about this. This is not for your children. It's not for the faint at heart. It goes deep. They talk about serious shit, and they do some serious shit on this too. But other than that, it's like, it seems like, okay, how about this? Would you guys want to live an extended life? Like, would you want to live that long knowing that you can procreate?
I was about to say, not at the expense of them literally murdering. It's illegal to have children, pretty much. And if you're found having children, they murder the children, and then you get prosecuted. Yeah. I know. So it's like, hell no.
Yeah, hell no. And it was crazy because it was like his girlfriend, she was like, she wanted to have kids, but it's just like, if they have kids, like, he knows what's going to happen to them if they have kids. And I love that, by the end of the episode, he had saw a child, and he was just like, he fell in love with the child. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, at the end of the day, he had to kill the child. He couldn't just walk away from it. But
I think you're leaving out an important key.
What?
That he was a policeman.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
some sort of police officer.
He chose not to execute the child that it comes across. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but Trav, what was your take on the episode?
I loved it. I didn't love it as much as the first one, but I liked it more than Ice. And it was a really good episode. It's not on my tops, but it was a really good episode.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I would give this episode, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because the animation was really good. The story was really good. And I wasn't expecting that ending where he ended up getting killed protecting a child.
Yeah, the child. Yeah, I give it an 8 too. I'm sorry, I forgot to give my ranking.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Stevie, what do you give it?
I'm going to go with a solid 6. And I love the part, obviously, and we didn't even talk about it at the end, where the girl mentions, shoot me to make room for the child. So there obviously is some sort of population control going on in this sort of future. So that got me intrigued and made me like it even more. And obviously you see elements of, no pun intended, the Fifth Element and even Judge Dredd. So I love those things. You could tell that was inspirations for this. So yeah, a nice solid 6.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think everybody gave it a good ranking. Definitely, I would say too that when the trailer did come out for this, for Volume 2, like this was one of the episodes that they were pushing.
They showed you the girl and stuff.
Yeah, this was one of the episodes. So then now we moved to episode 4, Snow in the Desert, which it's like I thought it was a good episode, but it's like I wasn't really feeling it like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snow is a man that is on a planet where he can regenerate his body. So pretty much he's immortal. And like there's a group of mercenaries that are trying to get his body so that way that they can use it for the highest bidder and all that other stuff. And like I said, I mean, I thought it was an okay episode. The animation was really good.
Animation was fantastic.
The story that was being told was fine, but it was just one of those things where it's just like, it's okay. Like I was happy that he had kind of found the love interest, and then you found out that she was a cyborg, so she wasn't
really like real. That twist. That was good twist.
It was a solid twist. Stevie, what was your take on this episode?
I really like this. Another one probably in my top 3 because again, you see, I talked about inspiration in the last one. The inspiration for this one obviously was Star Wars, the cantina scene right off the bat. You see remnants of that sort of stuff, and then to learn that he's immortal. And at this, how about now this question? If there was no cost, would you want to be immortal?
No.
No, really?
Yeah, because I mean, like you see, I mean, Stevie, I don't know if you watch Invincible, but like that was one of the things that Omni-Man had said to Invincible, where it's just like, our people will live for thousands of years, and like everybody that you're friends with here on Earth, they'll all be dead. Like, who are you going to have? Sure. Who are you going to have when, you're 4,000 years old? And Vince was just like, I'll still have you, Dad. It's just one of those things where it's just like, do you really want to be immortal and live forever to the point that it's just like all of your friends and loved ones are going to die and you can't? you know?
Well, how about this? I would like to live as long as I would be able to complete every literal checklist off my bucket list, like everything from top to bottom. You know, some people just have realistic ones. I would do like crazy stuff that would take maybe we'll say 300 to 400 years to do everything. Like I want to be a professional in every single instrument, like, you know what I mean? Learn stuff like that, be a professional dancer, learn every sport to the T, like all that sort of stuff. And then once I'm done all that, I would be like, okay, I'm done. Bury me or shoot me out to space, do something. I don't care.
The
What's up, Banks? What you got for us? Huh?
The computer had cut out for a second.
Yeah, I see that.
So what was the question that you asked me, Trav?
No, I was just asking where we going from here.
Oh, no, what was your take on the episode?
Animation, fantastic. Storyline was meh to me.
Really? You didn't like it?
It was okay.
Yeah, it was just okay.
The fight scene, I didn't hate it, but you know, the fight scenes were sweet.
That's what I like too.
I love the ending of the battle. Like, you think that she's dead, right? Because you think she's just a regular girl.
Yeah,
and then when he's about the immortal dude's pretty much about I don't know, I guess be murdered, you know, I guess he's finally about to die.
No.
She comes up behind homeboy, gives him the old 1-2, saves the day.
Yeah, I will say that it was sad because it goes back to what I was saying about being immortal. Like, his wife, she ends up taking her life,
right?
Because he was immortal. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't die, and you know, pretty much he hadn't clapped any cheeks in a long time.
And he was clapping him this episode, and that's why it's called.
Still, it's
that's why it's called robot sex.
Oh, robot sex.
Robots.
Yeah, love robots and sex.
Mm-hmm.
But
I still wouldn't do it. Would you guys do it if you're that lonely? Have sex with a robot?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's not a robot. You know what I mean? It's not like
it's like Android 18
and its metal parts or anything. I'm sure it's still a nice, fine.
She's like a cyborg.
Yeah,
that's what she was, right?
I'm trying to choose my words carefully here.
No.
I'm sure it's still nice and warm in the middle. You know what I mean?
But
gooey center.
She was a cyborg. So she was just like Android 18, where it's like
Hey, you know what Krillin was doing before he got killed.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So for me, this overall episode, I would give it I'll give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I go a look.
Oh, Trav?
Oh, I'm sorry, I stole Stevie's thunder. I'll go a little bit higher on that. I give it a good 7. A solid 7. It was good.
Steve?
Yeah, I'm the same way. I give it a solid 7 as well. And the other thing we need to touch on a little bit is the endings of all these. Like, the good episodes all have those, you don't know where it went in the end, and you're like, what the hell's going to happen here? Is it going to go good? Is it going to go bad? Because obviously you could tell the writers and the people behind these stories don't give a shit for happy endings sometimes, right?
Yeah,
so that's why it could go either way.
No, I agree with you on that, man. And that's something that I definitely wanted to touch on, because we see in like some of these endings, and when we move further on with some of the episodes, it's like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I mean, like, right. Because I feel like
some of them, the story isn't set up to, like, again, when we were talking about Ice, the story's not set up to have this cool end. You know what I mean? Like, nothing happened.
No, I understand that, but it's like in season 1, there were like, because like I said, like some of those episodes were really good, and it's just like, man, I want to see what's going to happen next. You know,
yeah. And some of them were just god awful, though. God awful in season 1.
Yeah, I mean, like the yogurt episode. Like, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to see a continuation of that. You had that. You had the Hitler and Jello. That
was a bit off.
You had the one that had Topher Grace, where they found a village in the refrigerator.
And I like that
Ice
one.
Age. Yeah, I remember you liking that one. I thought it was horrible.
I liked it.
Horrible.
Oh God, man. But yeah, moving along. This is my favorite episode.
Wow, no way.
The tall
serious?
Dude, yes, I'm with you, Stevie. Are you serious?
It's good. It's good, but
no, this episode sucks ass, dude.
Okay.
Yo, so this dude Bake's been texting me, talk about how boring these shows are, and then he gonna have the audacity
I sent you a message?
To say this is his favorite.
I told you episode 5 was good. I remember you was just like, you was just like, you
this
said
the first one I felt like was bad.
Yeah, I remember you said that to me. I liked it. Now, what's crazy about the tall grass is, and this is something that like I've seen that they've done a lot on this season, is that they drew inspiration from a lot of properties. You know what I'm saying? Like how I said with the first episode, Black Mirror, and you know, then with the third episode, In Time, and then like now with this, The Tall Grass. I mean, because there's a video, not a video, but there's a movie on Netflix called In the Tall Grass.
This is a Stephen King short story for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, you could tell. I mean, it's called The Tall Grass. Now I'll say that I did try to watch the Stephen King movie, and
it's god awful.
It was bad, so I didn't even finish watching it. But with this, it's like I wasn't entertained by it because it was late at night. You know, he went into the grass. The dude on the train told him, he said, hey, you know, you can smoke your cigarette, but just be ready when it's time to go. And he goes out there, and then it's vampires or some sort of monsters.
They're definitely not vampires, bro.
I call them vampires, but they were some sort of
vampire / monsters. I guess.
They're like ghouls. They're ghouls.
Yeah,
that's fair too.
Go
I
with
like
that too. I could go with that too. But I mean, it's just like, you know, he was about to die. The train was leaving, and who came and saved him? The dude on the train. And he was just like,
what are they called? What are they? They're not conductors. The conductor's the guy on the lead of the train.
The Laird?
No, isn't that the engineer? Isn't the conductor the guy who waves everyone down? And
I don't know.
I don't know what.
I don't know. This is. I don't.
We got to know these answers though. Who is this guy?
The ticket
collector. I don't know.
But I do want to just side note, in fairness to the Tall Grass movie, like In the Tall Grass, I think is what the actual movie was called. Yeah. That was a Stephen King like Stephen King and his son wrote that as a screenplay. Yeah. It's not a Stephen King book that was adapted into a movie.
Yeah.
In all fairness, Stephen King just sucks at writing movies.
There you go. That's fair.
Let's just say that, because that movie's god awful.
Yeah.
God awful.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it, man. I didn't finish it. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this episode. It was one of my favorites. Trav, like, what was your take on it? Since, I mean, you said that you hated this episode.
All right. Well, first off, I found out that they are called railmen. Guy that
railman,
they're called the railman.
Gotcha.
So
that's good.
The railman saves the day.
Sure.
The wise old railman. But yeah, the animation again. I'm gonna just say this now, so we don't got to say it every episode. Every single episode has really, really good animation.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, the animation was great. It was just, dude, I thought of In the Tall Grass too as soon as I saw it. So I'm glad that you brought it up, and like, maybe that had some sort of indicative on me
how
feeling something
about it.
But yeah, I thought this episode was just me at best, to be honest with you.
Okay, Stevie.
No, I'm leaning more towards Banks, where it's very good episode. Not one of my favorites, but it's still up there. And yeah, just everything about it, like right off the bat, he comes off. You're like, okay, the railman. I was about to say conductor again. The railman tells him, "Don't wander off. Whatever, something's gonna happen." Right. You know right away. Okay, this guy's gonna wander off because that's how every good hack and slash horror movie film starts. You know what I mean? So I'm like, stuff's gonna go down here. So then just the anxiety and the sweaty palms I had watching this, because one of my biggest fears for some odd reason, maybe because it's my parents' fault for leaving me in certain places and forgetting about me as a child, but I always have an anxiety of not making an airplane on time, of missing the train, of missing a bus or something, or just being left and forgot about, like, you know what I mean? So to see this in reality, and it just hit me right to the core. And and then even at the end where the railman's explaining what the actual monsters are, and it doesn't leave it up to our own imagination, because most of the episodes don't explain the whole backstory. And I like how it tied it all together in a nice big knot, and that's it. You're finished with this. We never have to revisit it again.
Yeah, no, I agree. I did think that it was interesting how the railman said that, those people, like, we don't know where they come from. Like, they were once people on this train who just wandered into the tall grass, and they became these ghoul-like figures. So for me, I'd give this episode an 8 out of 10. And that's how much I love the episode. Stevie, what about you?
I'll go a little bit lower. I'll give it a 6.5.
Brad?
Yeah, I'm just going to give it a straight up 5.
Okay. Hey, at least you didn't give it a 1. At least you didn't give it
there's nothing in this season, in my opinion, that was that low.
No, I agree.
Well, just wait. I got another 2 coming up.
Here we go.
I don't hold back. Guys.
Stevie hot takes.
And that's the reason why we love bringing you up here, Stevie. So now we have episode 6, All Through the House. And this one was, set on Christmas Eve. These kids, they were upstairs playing. They hear noise downstairs and they think it's Santa Claus. They go downstairs and it's not Santa Claus. It's a giant monster who they think is going to kill them. The vibes that I got from this, again, like I've mentioned before, picking and choosing from what properties they want to pick from. I got Nightmare Before Christmas vibes from this one.
For sure.
I also got Krampus vibes from this one as well. Because the monster, it comes up to him and it gives him gifts. He pulls them out of his mouth and he's just like, you guys were good kids. Be good. I'll see you again. And one of the questions that the kids ask is, well, what does he do to the bad kids?
Right.
Now, see, this is my thing. I really enjoyed this episode. It was short. It was sweet. But I wanted to see more. I feel like that they should have shown like what he does to the bad kids. You know what I'm saying? And like, this is one of the problems that I kind of have with volume 2 is that it feels too PG-ish sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like some episodes may feel a little PG-13. Like season 1, like every episode was rated R. You know what I'm saying? Like it was something like we saw boobs, vajayjays, booties. We saw blood. We saw guts. We saw everything. We really didn't get any of that up here on this.
So you was feeling like Bobby Boucher.
Right. Oh, yes, sir.
Watching it and said, they showed me they boobies.
But no, I mean, I just wish that they would have showed like what happened to the bad kids. Trav, what was your take on this?
I love that they didn't show what happened to the bad kids because it leaves up to like, God knows, you know what? The monster reminded me of Demogorgon from Stranger Things. If y'all have seen that, I really feel like the monster was based off of that design. But I thought it was cool. It's like Santa don't exist, but this monster comes and gives you gifts, when you're good, and gives you praise. And if you're bad, he probably sucks your face off.
So, Trav, so that means that that time when we had Santa on the pod, it was good that we had that Santa because if we had this monster, he would have ate you.
Not me.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, Santa said that if you keep going down the path that you're going.
Exactly. If I keep going down.
Oh, that means that you need to change your ways.
Hey, that's why they have progress reports before you get the report card, baby. Let you know. Bring them grades up.
So, Stevie, what was your take on this episode?
Yeah, I liked it. I was in the middle with this one. I liked that it was short. Unlike you, Banks, I wanted maybe like a little quick flashback to something he did to a kid before he got there, or something in the past showing what he does to the bad kids. But yeah, it was good. Again, pure old school Christmas cartoon from the 80s, 90s, like the old Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer type stuff that we used to watch as kids. You know what I mean? So I really liked it. And now my question is, if Santa Claus looks like that, what the hell does the Tooth Fairy look like?
Oh, I'll send you a picture with the Tooth Fairy.
Oh God, is it Dwayne Johnson?
No, it is scary.
Oh, for real? Okay. I wasn't expecting that, man.
No, you haven't seen the Tooth Fairy meme?
No.
Well, what is this?
No, I thought you were joking. I thought you were really going to send a picture of Dwayne Johnson.
No, this is the Tooth Fairy.
What?
Okay, yeah, I've seen that picture.
Holy tarnation!
Isn't that scaringly disgusting?
I'm surprised that you have that on your phone. Like, do you show that
to like a burnt thumb?
Yeah, dude, it is scary.
No, I've never seen that, man. But for me, for this episode, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Stevie?
Ooh, I'll stick right in the middle. Like I said, I didn't hate it, I didn't like it, so I'll go an even 5.
Yeah, I'm going with an 8 out of 10, and this will definitely be added to my Christmas playlist. Yeah, and
love it.
Most definitely, it's going on the Christmas playlist, bro.
These
girls
that's what I was about to say. That's what I was about to say. Yeah. Are you gonna let the girls watch it and be like, yeah, y'all better be good. Y'all better be good.
Yo, this is like a Goosebumps Christmas special right here.
There you go.
No, I agree with you on that, man. So moving to episode 7, which was called Life Hutch. This shows a pilot who is fighting an alien invasion, and the pilot is played by Michael B. Jordan.
Right.
I don't remember if they had showed him in the trailer or not.
They didn't.
Nope.
So it was a surprise to see him up here because Trav, he messaged me and he was just like, hey, they got Michael B. Jordan on episode 7. I was just like, okay, that's cool. Like, I was looking forward to seeing it. Now, I'll say that it was cool seeing Michael B. Jordan like try to, survive after being injured and stuck on this planet, and now you have this droid that's kind of gone haywire that's trying to kill him. For me, I wasn't really a fan of the episode. I thought it was okay.
Ooh.
I thought it was okay. I wasn't really that pressed for it. Stevie, what was your take on it?
I really like this episode. This is in my top 3, and mostly again because this is the most realistic episode I think of all of them. There were some parts, maybe because of the lighting and the shading too, but there were some parts where it legitimately looked like a real ass movie. Like I don't know how they pulled this off. It looked very good. And again, it's sort of like the first episode where a robot is sort of supposed to help you, but it turns on you somehow. But I like the take where you can't move, that sort of Aliens type of vibe, or that Terminator type vibe where they scan you, and as long as you don't move, they can't get you. Or you, like in Pitch Black, don't make any noise. Like I love those sort of type sci-fi horror movies. So to me, that played on all the notes that I love to watch in that genre. But again, the storytelling was good. Even how he faked out the robot, I was not expecting that. I thought he was going to end up dying in this in the end, where he made literally the robot destroy himself. And then even again, this was good too, where it gave the flashbacks of how he got to the planet. So how you sort of have a backstory, so you feel for him. And his mangled friggin' hand. That was so gut-wrenching. Because I don't know if I'm sure anyone's had their hand trapped in a door, in a window, smashed by a hammer, something. So you know that feeling. And for him not to say a peep, God bless you, my friend.
Trav?
Yeah, I'm indifferent. I thought again, it was like mocap CGI kind of episode. So it was super realistic. But yeah, I just thought it was meh. Like for Michael B. Jordan, I thought that this was going to be better, especially since I don't know if you guys seen Without Remorse yet, the Michael B. Jordan Tom Clancy movie on Amazon. Sure. But I think Michael B. Jordan's a stud anyway. So like seeing him as an action star, he kills it every time.
So you have a man crush on him?
Yeah.
Okay. Just like how I have one on Jensen Ackles.
That's right. Yeah, you could throw Michael B. Jordan on my list.
Okay. So since we're talking about man crushes, Stevie, who's your man crush?
You know what? Some people always ask me this, and I'm like, I have no idea. But I guess if you go in terms of his work and what I've liked the most, and actors, again, I'm older. I'm in my 40s, so I'm going to have to go with a nice, good old original. I'm going with Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Okay. I can see. I mean, a lot of people loved him back in the 90s.
He's the star of the 90s.
Yeah, he was the star of the 90s. So yeah, that's a good choice. But I'll say if I could compare this episode to anything too, it was similar to Lucky 13 from season 1.
Right.
And it's like that was I loved the animation. It was very like how Stevie said. But yeah, overall the episode, it was just meh. And again, when you think about it, like I said, very PG-ish. Like this,
it was.
Like nothing on this season, like it has been pushed to the extremes. I mean, like before we get to the last episode, I'm just like, for real, this is it. This is how y'all are gonna end.
You said it. The next episode, there's something pretty big in the next episode.
Oh, yes, there is. But before we get there, Trav, what's your ranking on episode 7?
Yeah, I give it a good 7.
Okay.
Episode 7 gets a 7 from your boy.
Okay. All right. Stevie?
I'll go a little bit higher, just by a half point, 7.5.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I'm giving it a 6. That's like just
but
right
still
below
a decent
the 7.
Ranking. Yeah.
But yeah, now moving to episode 8, the Down Giant, which is the season finale for the final episode for this season, and pretty much it's kind of like what is that giant story? Is it Gulliver? That's on the
Gulliver
island?
Travels.
Gulliver's Travels. Yeah, so pretty much it was a giant man. He was on the island, and the cool thing about this episode is that like these people are normal people. It wasn't exactly like Gulliver's Island where it's just like they find a man on the beach and it's like we're attacking him because the man was already dead, and it's like they're just looking at this man because
they already knew this man.
They knew it was a man. You know what I'm saying? So,
no, I mean they already knew. Remember, he protected the island.
Oh, okay. See, I missed that part.
Yeah, so he grants the island and the people that inhabit the island, like some sort of, I don't know what the word to describe it is, but he grants them like to have a good life on this island, I guess you can say. and now he is just washed up ashore and dead. So they're kind
of I didn't get that either. I thought it was just a stranger, and they were all no,
Stevie, you're right. I'm reading it right now, and it says a naked corpse of an unknown man washes up on the shore.
But I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, Trav. I was just like, I didn't. That's what I was just like, I missed.
You sure you watched this episode? You're trying to shoehorn it in?
No, but they do come, and then they worship him because it's like they've never seen something like this before. Now, when I was watching this at the gym, I lost it because when the kids were playing on his stomach, I was expecting one of the kids to be like,
"You wanted him to grab his wee wee."
I was expecting the kid to be like, "Mommy, why is that tree so tall?"
Wow,
that's right. Like, that's what grab its wee wee like Duncan.
No, I wouldn't want to. I'm not touching no wee wee. No, yes. But yeah, this episode it was meh. I was expecting the giant to wake up and start attacking the people or something, and
right. Something was going to happen, or another giant would show up and then blame the small people, I guess, that they killed him or something. Then a war would start. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, like his bones started appearing up all over the island, and then the only thing that was still, covered in flesh was his tree that was in an amusement park.
His tree.
But yeah, Trav, like, what was your take on this episode, man?
Yeah, I thought this episode was fine. I mean, I can understand people thinking it's boring, but maybe it was the animation that is because I liked it so much. But I thought it was cool. They showed some man pubes, so they pushed that envelope a little bit for you, Banks, showing a little bit.
They wanted to show something. You know what I'm saying?
They just didn't want to show the whole thing like Banks wanted.
Yeah, I wanted to see everything.
You want to see them kids climb that tree.
I didn't say that. Trav said.
That's what you said.
I didn't say that. But no, Stevie, what was your take on it?
Yeah, this is an episode I did not enjoy. Another one that should not have even been made. There's no point. If you really just wanted to show off a big penis, then you should have shoehorned it into another episode, because that's what the gist of all of this was to get to that focal point of, look, this is all that survived. Ha ha ha. You guys watched this and we wasted your time, suckers.
I just read a breakdown on the episode too. The best part is that it says months later, remains of the giant appear in parts of the town. And it's like, what does that remain? Well,
yeah, the one thing that remained, and and they zoomed in on it too.
And they zoomed in on it when they didn't have to because it was already huge.
The other thing I didn't understand too was they didn't even talk about the smell of the rotting corpse. Wouldn't that make the whole island stink?
Yeah,
like, no, everyone's just playing on it, like it smells
doing
like
graffiti.
Doing graffiti.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell's going on here? Like, but yeah, I don't know.
You can see his skin turning gray and stuff.
Yeah,
you can see him composing.
Crabs coming out of his nostrils and stuff. So it's like, come on, man. Come on.
No, it was bad, man. I mean, it wasn't all that. I can't remember, Stevie. Did I ask you what your take on it was?
Well, that's pretty much my take right there.
It was just sucked ass.
Okay.
Cool. Literally. And I'm glad they didn't show the guy's literal anus, because that would have been like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. See you later. I'm good at the penis, but if I needed to see that big brown hole,
if it was season 1, they would have shown it though.
But you think they would
have flipped them over?
They would have flipped them over and have people going in and out like it's going into the caves or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Jesus.
Digging the mimes out, baby.
Oh, you never know.
And that would have been Batman's Batcave. Right in there.
Oh man. But yeah, I give this episode a 5 out of 10. That's what I'm giving it. Stevie.
You know what? The only reason why I'm giving this what I'm giving it is because Ice episode was just horrible. At least they tried with the shock factor by showing us pubic hair and a nice erect penis. So I'll give it a 2 out of 10.
Dang, man, that's the second lowest one you've done. I wasn't expecting a 2. Trav, what about you?
Well, you heard what saved it. It was that nice erect tree.
The ding-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling. So, but yeah, I liked it. Like,
the ding-a-ling?
I didn't love it or anything. Yeah. The ding-a-ling. I liked the ding-a-ling. I thought it was a good touch to the episode.
Now, hold on. Before you rank it, are you disappointed that it wasn't circumcised?
Hey,
It looks
Do you
like a
have a
mushroom.
preference?
all dingalings are beautiful.
It looked like a
Okay.
mushroom.
Or I should say all dingalings are ugly.
They zoomed in on it.
Yeah,
So that way you
they
can
zoomed
see,
in on
so
it,
you can see the tip.
You can see the tip. Well, I really wish they would have had somebody climb out the hole.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
God.
that would have been perfect. Or have it spewing water, like it's
Yes,
you know,
like a whale,
volcano.
like a blowhole.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
Yes.
that would've been amazing.
Where
And
is
then you
this
can make it a
going?
game where there's like something where you have to go up and down on it and ride it enough, and you have
Okay,
enough friction, and then it
guys,
just
this-
explodes.
That would have been great.
Oh,
That would have
God.
made it a 10 out of 10
Yeah,
episode.
they definitely could have. Dude, they could have filmed the tall grass right there in his pubes.
Oh my God.
Oh
Yeah.
They
my
need us
God.
as writers, Trav. We could have written
Yes.
such a better episode.
Because you know, and what's the and Trick or Treat? They're all anthologies, but then it ties in at the end.
At the end,
Like they all
yeah.
tie in. You could have
True,
tied
true.
this into everything through the season right there.
So like
The
The
down the
robot
hole.
could have came out, firing, chasing the old lady.
Oh
You
my
had the
God.
tall grass.
Yes, everything happened in this guy's testicles. That's the world.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Like there's several layers to it.
Yes.
Oh my God. But yeah,
I'm sure there
overall.
But yeah, I give it a 5 out of 10.
five.
Okay.
Okay, so for the ranking the series overall, for me,
Ooh, it's pretty hard.
I'm going to give it 7 out of 10 overall.
Bro,
Trav?
you told me it was boring. 7 out of 10 don't sound boring, bro.
No, because there were some saving grace episodes in this season. Like I said, the Christmas episode, the tall grass, and the first episode. Those were my 3 favorite episodes. And then for the fourth one, I'll add Pop Squad. But everything else was just meh.
Yeah. Well, I like this season more than season 1. Not that I like episodes more, but dude, 18 episodes was way too much for season 1, in my opinion. It's just too many episodes.
I don't know.
I know people but now you got people. When you do 18 episodes for your first season, it's going to lead to what people are complaining about now, only having 8 episodes. And I think 8 to 10 episodes is what a season should be, personally. I don't want a whole lot.
That's true.
And it takes me 2-3 weeks to finish. I watched this all like in one sitting.
Which
It
you
was
can,
good to
yeah.
watch.
But you can do the first one in like 1 to 2 days too, though. I mean, like the episodes aren't that long.
You can. They
Yeah,
are.
but-
It's true.
You know,
The
like
fact that it's 18 up, it don't matter if every episode was 3 minutes and these are Pixar shorts, dude. The fact that it's still 18 episodes to sit through already kind of gives the impression that it's going to take me a minute
That
to
makes
get
sense.
through them. But season 1 had far worse episodes, in my opinion, than season 2.
I don't think
did.
so.
I don't
man.
think so,
Bro,
man.
there's
They had a
Nah.
couple. They had
Dude,
a couple. They didn't
You're
have a
trying
lot.
to tell me Hitler,
Percentage-wise.
yeah, maybe
that's what I'm
percentage
going
wise,
on.
but look, bro, Hitler and the Jello.
Bro,
Look, you're telling me
season-
there's an episode worse in season 2 than Yogurt and Hitler and the Jello.
Oh no, those 2 episodes were bad. But I mean, season
No.
1, you got Sonny's Edge,
So,
the 3 robots.
Maybe they had episodes and
The
they were
Witness.
just bad and they scrapped them. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that because I don't want to have to sit through garbage.
So pretty much volume 2 is just
Maybe it's the best of what they
it's the
had.
filler. It's kind of like when they come out with a filler season. That's what volume 2 is. It's
Nah, I
just
feel
filler.
like volume 2 was the best of the batch that they had, and they just didn't release the other ones.
I don't know about
My
that,
opinion.
Stevie. But what about you? What's your final ranking for the entire series of volume 2?
Yeah, I'll go like you, a solid 7 out of 10, only because the 2 episodes that I hated really brought down the average. Or so I would have probably bumped it up to 8, maybe even 9. But it wasn't as good as season 1, but it's still there. It's still worth a shot to take. And it's easy to watch. It's still shorter than watching a Snyder's Cut movie. So you know what I mean? You'll get through this pretty quickly. So it won't eat up a lot of your time. So I really enjoyed it. And as far as the top 3 episodes of mine, I'm probably going to go with, I don't know, this is hard. I'll go with Life Hutch as number 2 because I really liked the way it looked. Snow in the Desert, probably number 3. And I'll go with the first one, Automated Customer Service, because that one just blew me out of the park. And it just sucks it was the first one, but I understand what they did. If it ended off as the last one, I think I would have enjoyed the whole season as a whole better, but it is what it is. And no, it's great. It's fantastic. I just hope another 8 comes out sooner. That's all.
Imagine if Ice
I didn't even get to rank
episode.
my episodes, Banks. This dude.
No, I was going to come back to you. Because I didn't know that Stevie was going to say which episodes were his favorite. But yeah,
you
since
said yours first.
Yeah, well, I was just speaking on my behalf. I mean, you talk. You should have mentioned what your 3 were. You had the microphone,
right. But you cut me, or you swerved into my lane.
Hey,
Stevie,
look,
you swerved into my lane.
Hey, look, Wilson. Wilson got to say something.
But
yes, so Trav, like, what's your favorite 3 episodes from this season?
Definitely. First one is automated customer service by far, dude. Nothing topped that first episode, man. It was great. And then all through the house, you know, I love Christmas and I love monsters. They gave me both, and you know, there it is. Third, man, I really gotta
Ice.
Don't say Ice. I'll hang up.
No, definitely not Ice.
Stevie said, "I'll go hang up on you."
And just so people know, I'm not hating. It's just my preferences. Yeah. Everything looks good.
Well, that's what's great about this show is that there's something for everybody.
Exactly, and that's
just
what
like
I always promote about it. Yeah, just like Black Mirror, the same type of thing. It's not not every episode's for everyone, but there's something there for everyone.
Just like JoJo.
And just like berries.
No, you can't compare it to JoJo.
You got strawberries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. They all taste different.
Berries. Would you say cornberries?
No, orange. Well, he's probably about that cornberry life. I don't know what he does in his personal time, but cornberries are definitely involved. I know that.
I mean, when you think about it, because I do love corn and I do love blueberries. I wonder if you combine those two things, like, how would they taste?
Well, have you ever eaten corn nuts?
No.
And they're gross. So
I've heard of them, but I never ate them.
You guys don't like corn nuts? That's like a staple up here.
I've never had them.
Hey, I was about to say that's only because you Canadian. And us guys down here in the States, you know, we ain't
it's so good. They come in so many different flavors. They have them in ranch flavor. They have them in barbecue. They have them in regular, salted.
Oh, look at those corn nuts.
They're so good. Especially when you slap up someone on the forehead with a bag. Oh, it's so good.
Wow.
Right? You got to do that before you even open them up and eat them.
You got to slap them on somebody's head?
Yeah,
I will say I am jealous though, because they still got Dunkaroos up there in Canada, and you know
we don't have those here.
They were discontinued here many moons ago,
and we still have Toys R Us.
And you still got Toys R Us.
Oh, don't y'all still have Circuit City too?
No, it's something that's Radio Shack, or it's called The Source. I don't know what the hell.
Y'all so many companies changing. Like, I know. Because I remember, like, when all the Circuit Cities closed down here, I know that they said that some of them were still open in Canada. So
no, they switched over. Just like how we used to have, what's it called, GameStop. Like, while you guys have it in the States, they rebranded it and started calling it EB Games up here, and we don't have no GameStop. It's just EB, but it's under the same umbrella.
Yeah. Because GameStop. Like, EB Games used to be its own thing, but GameStop, their parent company purchased EB Games. So it's all, like you said, it's under the same umbrella. But Trav, what's your third favorite episode?
I'll just throw in Pop Squad.
Pop Squad, okay, all right.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one.
Well, with that being said, thank you for watching our video review on Love, Death, and Robots Volume 2. Let us know in the comments what your favorite episodes are from Volume 2. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more? Do you think it's as good as Season 1? Or do you think that it's better? Or do you think that it's on the same level? Stevie, thank you for joining us on our video review. You know, you're a friend and a family member of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. We always love having you up here, man. Let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Well, for myself directly, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter under Finga Stylz. You can follow the podcast, which I host each and every week, which drops on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that is the podcast DAP on Twitter, as mentioned. And email me your thoughts, suggestions, comments, anything you want to get off your chest at the podcast DAP@gmail.com. Just Google, everything searchable. I'm on all major platforms. Check out each and every week. I have people from the MMA world, from the video game world, from the wrestling world. Those are my top 3 genres that I usually touch. I sprinkle in actors and people in the music industry as well. So I have a very diverse sort of, listeners per se. But the next major episode I'm dropping will be with former WWF/E referee Jimmy Corderas. He is upcoming soon. So look out for that. And obviously go back, check out old episodes. I got so many stuff. I'm sure there's someone you've heard of. So check it out on all social media.
And on some of those old episodes, you can hear me, Trav, and D's voice when D was still alive. So, yeah, Trav, let everybody in social media land know where they can find you at.
Hey, you can find me on the Instagrams at ZK Audio, and you can also find me on the Twitter at TRAVIOSZK. And we're looking for a hero. Where are we going to find one?
You can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. You can look me up on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, then I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you again for watching our video review on Love, Death, and Robots. And I'm really happy that we didn't butcher the name like we did the first time when we did this review. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, keep that pinky up. Stay positive. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Peace. Thank you for watching a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure that you hit that like button and you subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content on our channel. Make sure you check out our podcast where we release new episodes every Tuesday and the video of that episode is uploaded on Friday. And you can find new episodes of our podcast on all podcast platforms. Make sure you follow all the Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks social media accounts at Leveling Up Banks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, we have a Patreon. If you're feeling generous and would love to donate to us, it's at Leveling Up Banks. And huge shout out to our patrons. We really appreciate you and thank you for the support. We'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.